Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about hunting horror stories. Now I know what you're thinking. Hunting horror stories? That sounds boring. But trust me, these stories are anything but boring. They're creepy, they're suspenseful, and they're sure to give you a chill down your spine. There are some questions too, which you can answer in comments. So, if you're in the mood for a good scare, then gather around the campfire and let me tell you a few stories. The first story is about a hunter named John, who went out on a hunting trip one fall day. He was hunting in a remote area of the woods, and he was all alone. John was having a good day of hunting. He had already bagged a few deer, and he was on his way back to his camp when he heard a noise behind him. He turned around, but he didn't see anything. John shrugged it off and kept walking, but then he heard the noise again. This time, it was closer. John turned around again, and this time he saw something. It was a large black creature with glowing red eyes. The creature was standing in the shadows of the trees, and it was watching John. John was terrified. He had never seen anything like it before. He turned and ran as fast as he could. John ran all the way back to his camp, but the creature didn't follow him. John never went back to that part of the woods again. There are some questions which you can answer. First, have you ever been hunting? Second, have you ever heard any hunting horror stories? Third, what's your favorite hunting horror story? Answer these questions and let me know who likes such types of stories. The second story is about a group of hunters who went on a hunting trip in the winter. They were hunting in a heavily wooded area, and they were camping in the woods. One night, the hunters were sitting around the campfire when they heard a noise. The noise was coming from the woods, and it sounded like someone was crying. The hunters got up and went to investigate. They followed the sound of the crying, and they eventually came to a clearing. In the middle of the clearing was a young woman. She was sitting on the ground, and she was crying. The hunters approached the woman, and they asked her what was wrong. The woman told the hunters that she had lost her way in the woods. She had been wandering around for hours, and she was scared. The hunters offered to help the woman find her way back to her camp. The woman agreed, and the hunters all started walking back through the woods. But after a while, the hunters realized that they were lost. They had been walking for hours, and they hadn't seen the woman's camp anywhere. The hunters started to get scared. They realized that they were lost in the woods with a stranger. The hunters decided to turn around and go back to their own camp. But when they turned around, they realized that the woman was gone. The hunters never saw the woman again. So those are just a couple of hunting horror stories. I hope you enjoyed them. If you have any hunting horror stories of your own, please share them in the comments below. I love hearing your stories. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more creepy stories.